What if the internet disappeared forever?
Imagine you wake up tomorrow, reach for your phone, and there's nothing. No signal, no connection. You assume it's your service, but it isn't. Across the entire planet, at the exact same moment, the internet is simply gone. And it's never coming back. For the first few minutes, the world doesn't even know yet. People are still asleep. The sun is coming up like always. But a countdown has already started, and almost nothing about modern life is built to survive what comes next. Let's walk through it. At first, it feels like a glitch. People restart their phones, they check their routers. Mild annoyance, a little laugh. The Wi-Fi's down again. Nobody panics, not yet. Then the small cracks appear. Card payments stop working. The coffee shop can only take cash, and almost no one carries cash anymore. The line backs up. Across the street, the same thing is happening, and the next street, and every street. By mid-morning, it's clear this is something bigger. Flights are grounding. Air traffic systems depend on constant data. Trains stop. Stock exchanges freeze. The invisible nervous system that the whole world runs on has gone silent, all at once. Within a day, people understand this isn't temporary, and the first instinct is to stock up. Gas stations, grocery stores, pharmacies. The lines stretch for blocks. But here's the problem nobody sees coming. Modern stores don't keep much in the back. They rely on just-in-time delivery. Trucks restocking shelves daily, guided by automated systems that no longer exist. Within 48 hours, the shelves are bare, and there's no easy way to refill them. Then comes the deeper fear: power. Modern electrical grids are balanced second by networked computers. Without that coordination, operators struggle to keep supply and demand in sync. Blackouts begin to roll across entire regions. Hospitals switch to backup generators, but generators need fuel, and fuel needs a working supply chain. Medical records, once a click away, are now unreachable. The most advanced healthcare system in history is suddenly running on paper and candlelight. Now think about money. Your savings aren't stacks of cash in a vault. They're numbers, entries in databases that banks can no longer access or verify. ATMs go dark. The entire concept of digital wealth becomes meaningless overnight. So people fall back on what's physical. Cash while it lasts. Then trade. A return to bartering. Food for fuel, tools for medicine. An economy that took centuries to build collapses back into something our great-grandparents would recognize. And information itself changes. No more instant news. No more checking what's true. Communities go back to word of mouth, printed bulletins, rumors traveling town to town. For the first time in decades, most people have no idea what's happening beyond their own street. In the homes that adapt, life narrows. People gather around old radios. They ration food. Neighbors who never spoke now depend on each other. There's fear, but there's also something almost forgotten. A community that has to be physically present to survive. But for the wider world, the damage is staggering. An estimated majority of modern jobs exist only because of the internet. Overnight, billions of people have no work, no income, and no system to fall back on. The economy doesn't just shrink, large parts of it cease to exist. Global trade depends on coordination. Ships, ports, customs, all synchronized by data. With that gone, goods stop crossing borders. Countries that import most of their food face the hardest reckoning of all. Self-sufficiency is no longer a choice, it's survival. Here's the strange twist. The places that suffer least are the ones that depended on the modern world the least. Rural communities, farmers, people who still know how to grow food, fix engines, and live off what's around them. The skills we called old-fashioned become the most valuable on Earth. The hardest hit are the dense cities, the very places that felt most advanced. Millions of people, almost no local food production, and a total dependence on systems that no longer function. The modern metropolis, it turns out, is one of the most fragile things humans ever built. And slowly, over months, something shifts. People relearn. They teach each other. Skills pass hand to hand again. Humanity is resilient, but the world that emerges looks nothing like the one that vanished. Now, take a breath. Because the truth is, the entire internet vanishing at once is essentially impossible. It isn't one thing. It's millions of independent networks, cables and servers spread across the entire planet. There's no single switch to flip. It was deliberately designed that way, to survive damage, reroute around failures, and keep running even if huge chunks go down. Knocking out the whole thing permanently would take a catastrophe so total that the internet would be the least of our worries. So, the scenario we just walked through. It's a thought experiment, not a forecast. The web you rely on is far tougher and more distributed than it feels when your Wi-Fi drops for 10 minutes. But maybe there's something worth sitting with here. We've woven the internet so deeply into everything: money, food, medicine, work, connection, that most of us could no longer name how it all actually works. We just trust that it does. And maybe that's the real lesson. Not fear, awareness. The most powerful network humans ever built is invisible, fragile in ways we forget, and holding up far more of our lives than we ever notice. Worth appreciating the next time it quietly does its job. Thanks for watching. If this one made you think, you'll want to see what we explore next.